Good evening, everybody. Apologies for the false start earlier, but internet problems, hashtag first world problems. But yes, welcome to Geek Pride's Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition campaign, The Legend of Our Sacrifice. I'm your DM, Matt Geary. With me tonight is Danny as Galandra Rivenstar.
Hi, guys.
We have Michael as Darvel.
Hello again, adventurers.
We have Wes as Valashil Nostius.
Hey everyone.
We have, that's right, forgot Dave there. We got Dave as Thomas Moonstar.
Evening all once more.
And we've got Mark as Lance.
Welcome, Dungeoneers.
And we've got Pete as Draken.
Take two.
Right, okay. So, in the last session, we basically had the group finishing off, hopefully finishing off in Balon. They got themselves, acquired themselves a fortification called Camber Ford. They'd gone around the land looking for people to man the fort. They managed to get themselves, let's see, I've got the list here. They managed to get themselves an assortment of soldiers, guards, and criminals. So they've got themselves 10 soldiers, 17 guards, an engineer called Atkinson. They got themselves a artificer called Cleveland, a mage called Gibbon, 19 thieves and their guild master Jonto, 3 monks, and 19 dragonborn. So basically, it's been.
You forgot the Dirty Dozen.
Oh yes, and the Dirty Dozen, here. Who we got? We've got Annabelle Thatcher and Yargel Chaos Braid. The 2 named characters within that group of the Dirty Dozen. So we've basically got 60 plus people in a fortification that probably only holds about 20 odd.
Well, you said 86 people in a fort that could hold 50 at a push.
Yeah, okay.
Upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah. So, 86 people in a fort that can probably at a push hold about 50. So on our Discord, we've got a bit of RP goes on the Discord. So if anybody wants to watch the RP going on during the week, check out the Discord. Yeah, so we've basically got, we just had a sort of toing and froing on what was going to happen with the fortification, how they were going to man it, how they were going to deal with the situation when they leave the fort, who was going to be in charge, and I'm just going to leave it to Mark to explain how things have been decided.
So having typed all of it, I've got to read it all out then. Right, that's cool.
Yeah, well, just in case people haven't read it, yeah.
So broadly speaking, what we arrived at as a conclusion was there's been some building work done. So we've extended the mess hall at the top to the north, which gave us a larger upstairs to quarter all of the troops and guards and to put a treasury room in. Downstairs, we have a workshop for Cleveland and some quarters for me next to him because I've agreed that he can study the methods and the magic used to build me. Then we have put an extra extension down on the southern gatehouse as well, because we've been quartering the thieves and the Dirty Dozen down there, and that gave them some room. We also put Valashil in the storehouse, which we converted into quarters for him, which can be seen just north of the stables. So that gave him somewhere quiet where he can spread his wings, so to speak.
And eat all the stored food there, so
It's been converted, it's not a store anymore.
oh damn. I just pictured him laying there amongst the flowers and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not even sorry.
So in the towers, on the top left-hand tower, which is Tower 1, we've put Gibbon in the ground floor, where there's room for people to, where there's obviously a bit of room for him to conduct experiments. And since Thomas can probably put up with him, he gets to live upstairs and hope he doesn't get blown up while he's in residence. In the second tower, which is on the memory, that is the bottom left.
Yep.
We've put the monks in the ground floor with Galandra upstairs, so that she has some relative peace and quiet and doesn't get too grumpy when she's been drinking. And then to keep the less desirable elements under control, they're living next to they're bunked in next to the tower, where we have asked Draken to live downstairs and made quarters for Tharabol on the first floor, so they can keep an eye on them. We've built a compound north of the extension, where we've worked with the Dragon Board to clear out some space, and we've bought tents and such like for them to live in, and we've made provision for them to start to assemble their own more permanent structures as well. And we're looking forward in the near future to do some other work. We've bought a small amount of livestock for them, so that they can start to get things going on. And we'll look at establishing maybe an inn and some more pasture land and stuff, so that they can start to produce a surplus as well as supporting themselves and the rest of us.
Okay.
So,
and you gave Atkinson the sending stone, one of the standing stones.
so Atkinson has one of the sending stones so that he can contact us when we're travelling.
Yeah.
We've also established, in our absence, effectively a ruling council for the running of the facility, which includes us when we're present, obviously. But Sergeant Crast, who leads the guards, is a member. Annabelle is the appointed representative for the Dirty Dozen, based on the fact that she's horrendously scary and therefore, but not likely to accidentally beat people over the head with the table.
Yep.
Like a certain dwarf. The Dragonborn will be electing their own leader to represent themselves, and John Toe takes acts as a representative of the Thieves Guild. That's an even number when we're gone, but where there's a deciding vote, then Gibbon, Cleveland, and Brother Cadfal, who's the leader of the monks, can between them agree a casting vote that they can use to offset some of the more base tendencies, we hope, or possibly just scare people out of going to bother Gibbon, lest they come out missing something or with some extra bits they didn't start off with.
Okay, so for expenditures on the fortification, you've got obviously the guards need. How much did we establish that we were paying guards and things like that?
From memory, it was 5. It was 2 gold pieces for all of the guards per day.
Yeah.
So the idea was to allocate enough for a certain period while we were away.
Yeah.
Which I think we came in, and obviously we also established a basis for other methods of raising funds.
Yep.
And funding them. So we have a tax on
the goods coming through.
We have a toll on the goods coming through.
Yeah.
Based on either people or cargo. We also have a procedure in place for the council to propose, how should we put this, targets for the thieves which are detrimental to the area, with a bounty on them based on certain targets, sort of thing. Whereas, plus a tax on their take. But we also have a fining mechanism in place, which says that basically, if they're caught stealing from people they shouldn't do, they don't just have to give back what they stole, but John Toe is responsible for a fine on top of that, and after 3 goes, they get bounced.
Interesting. Right, okay, so how much are you leaving behind between yous for upkeep?
So we need to discuss that, obviously. In terms of what people are holding, guys, obviously we have the actual maintenance work was covered by Lord Tons, but we need to pay for the guards and leave them a certain amount for operating costs, like sponsoring our pet thieves. I don't know what people have got left from the take. Obviously,
I've still got a fair bit. I've got a few hundred platinum and 73 gold.
Yeah, I spent most of my platinum on my nice shiny new ticker look.
Lieutenant Dan, you got magic legs.
But
I suppose it really depends on how long you're away for, to be honest.
Yeah.
I
mean, I would suggest that we assume a month.
Yep.
because that gives enough time for capricious gods and DMs to do stupid things to us.
Okay, so you're looking maybe it's at 2 gold a day for upkeep. So you're looking at what? 60 gold.
Yeah.
60 gold.
And then we also need to make sure there's enough food there for people.
Yeah. So
general supplies.
Let's say 100 gold between you for everything to sort of kind of keep you for a month, basically.
So a platinum piece is 10 gold.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 6 of us. Shall we be generous and think we can afford to kick in 15 platinum each? And that gives them a reserve to sponsor the thieves to go out and start making things happen. And obviously that gives them something to work with. From memory, with your agreement, we'll leave a key to the treasury with the engineer as well as the sending stone, as he's a relatively independent and trustworthy person. And safe.
How much platinum? How much gold is that in? Because I haven't got mine down in platinum. I've got mine down in gold.
That would be it's 10 gold per platinum.
100.
So
150.
Yeah.
So you're putting 150 in each.
So each of us are putting 12.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
That's more than a month, though, then, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got that's 6. That's you basically got about 6 months. But yeah, well, it's up to yourselves and stuff. It's also reserved, so it's effectively like a bank. You can use it if you've got stuff. If you've got anything you want to leave, so if you've got any stuff that you want to get rid of, you could leave it there. So if you want to leave, you don't be carrying around a lot of stuff.
Do we want to leave? My first question: do we want to leave Gregor there, and maybe apprentice him, have him study?
Get him to learn more stuff because we keep forgetting him when we're out and about anyway.
Okay.
Exactly, and plus he can study with the mage and the artificer and stuff, can't he?
You're our complete trustworthy eyes and ears. So if other people keep stuff from us, we can pretty much trust him to tell us everything. So
that's cool. So we'll do that as well. So that's fine. So we don't have to keep worrying about forgetting him because he's actually out of sight and out of mind then.
Yeah.
Can I propose then if we all put 100 gold in, and that covers everything. Yep. And it means that when we come back, if it has built up, then it's great. We can take some out.
Yep.
But if not, then we don't necessarily have to keep back as much to keep it running because we've already stashed it up front.
Okay. What I'll probably do is I'll just do some rolls for like losses and gains and things like that, and so we'll just be like.
That's fine. If you throw too much money away, we'll get Danny to put something extra in your cookies next.
So you're doing 100 gold. Each.
Yeah, so I'm going to take off 10 platinum from my total.
All right, so if everybody knocks off 100 gold from their total to stick it in, so that'll be things after. And if you want to leave anything in the Camber Forge, so like items that you probably won't need or you sort of kind of want to keep, stick it in your not in your main inventory, put it in the sort of the box. And say, it's at Camber Forge, so it doesn't count towards your weight limit and stuff.
In the bio, yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to move stuff, do that sort of. We can do it after and stuff, but that'll be the stuff that you can put in, just so you're not weighed down with everything, basically. Yeah. If you want to leave more gold and things like that, there you can sort of kind of keep it safe and things. In theory, all going wrong. I'm not gonna fuck with your money straight away.
Yeah, he says that.
Okay, so 100 gold each. You're leaving Gregor there. So he's like, my lady Glandra, but I want to come with you.
You need to learn more skill, as you and Solden both wanted you to gain more ability in combat and knowledge. I believe here will be the best bet for you. We will gladly take you on further missions once you have gained more skill. But I believe that you'll be very valuable here. You're a good companion, and we can trust you.
Okay. Roll me a persuasion roll, and you can have advantage on it. Yeah, all right, it can be all right. Okay, and he's just like, he sort of begrudgingly sort of kind of, as you wish, my lady, and sort of kind of bows his head and takes himself off towards where the guards are.
As he walks away, I walk over to stop him for a second, and I bend down and say, "We need you to keep an eye on how people are behaving. We're leaving an awful lot of trust here. While I'm gone, can you also look after this for me?" And I pass him the bounty charter that I got earlier.
Yep.
And if you can keep an eye on that for me, I would be very grateful.
He bows his head, and this is like, as you wish, my lord.
There we go.
Okay, so there's a bunch of Dragonborn here and stuff now, Draken. Or is there anything you kind of want to sort of talk to? You do anything with before we sort of kind of move on, or?
Does Draken recognize any of them from his childhood?
Well, they're the same clan. They're the same clan as you.
Yeah, but I mean, like, given the size of the clan, which is not big, but it's not small either, would he recognize anyone? Would he know anyone? Do they know him?
They know of you because of your sort of,
Reputation.
Your reputation, basically. So they know of you, and they've basically come into the fort, and they've basically just sort of made themselves at home, and they've just sort of, having never really left the reservation. There's no real. They kind of do what they want in their sort of kind of their respective areas.
Draken would ease them into the wider world, basically. He would kind of show them how, basically through example, just to approach other people and how to respect the local laws and customs.
Who did I say was in charge of? Who did I say was in charge of the?
You didn't.
I did.
You didn't, no.
I did. I'm sure there was a guy. There was somebody for the Dragonborn. I gave him a name. I'm sure I did. So check the Discord there quickly for us, will you, somebody? And
just looking.
I'm sure I gave a guy. There was a guy. I'm sure I named him.
Not that I can see in the Camber Ford RP.
Try in the main RP. Actually, no. Wait a minute. If it's not in the Camber, it's the Camber Ford one where I've named everybody else.
Yeah.
Let me have a quick shifty here. I'll be.
Led by Olfac's clan Goldenmane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Olfac.
Olfac, yeah. Olfac, that's it.
Nope.
Yeah, so Olfac, he's just like, he's like, Draken, my friend, what is it you want from us in this new land?
There's a chance for us to reclaim our place on this world, to take a step beyond the reservations and to be recognized as equals.
It is a very strange place. All of these men do not look like good men. These look like the sort of men who took our homes.
And we will, yes, these are not those men. You're still living in the past. We need to look to the future. We need to look at those people as opportunities, a chance to reclaim equality and respect. But respect also needs to be shared. You cannot look down on others and have them not look down on you. You need to approach them.
What is it you would have us do here?
This is a chance for Dragonborn, the entire nation of Dragonborn, to be seen and recognized and as a force worthy of respect.
Okay, so
And
do you want them
not by
to
conquest?
What is it you sort of want them to do around the fort?
Basically support. Basically, the Dragonborn. Well, what is their skill set? I mean, what skill sets have we got from the Dragonborn?
Well, yeah, they will have done sort of kind of gathering, farming and stuff. Some of them will, all Dragonborn will probably have some sort of level of martial skill as well. So,
If I may.
Yep.
So if I come over and say, Draken, do you mind if I join you and your companion for a moment?
What's the guy called again? Sorry, what's his name? What do they call it? Althrak. He sort of kind of steps back at the sight of this automaton. He's never seen anything like it before, and he Dragonborn don't get scared very easily, but he looks physically sort of kind of taken aback and shocked by the presence of this this thing in front of him.
My apologies. My name is Lance, and as you may have noticed, I am a little unusual. For my sins, I was built for war, but a war that happened a long time before even your grandfather was born. I have taken on effectively a mission with Draken and with the others, and we have worked to take on control of Camperford here. What we're also hoping is that it will give you and your group a chance to establish yourself and to start to earn some respect and also earn some independence. So as you can tell, not everyone here is necessarily of the best quality. One of the things we want to practice here is redemption. We have agreed with the local rulers that the position we're in is a busy trade route, so that we will work to keep this open and prosperous in exchange for the ability to build and farm here. Now, as you can tell, it's not a huge area. We have purchased, as you've seen, tents and so on, and we've arranged for some other material to be delivered so that you can start to clear some land to farm. We have bought some tools. There are a few horses and a couple of cows and so on up in the stables, which you can use to start off. And ideally, we would like to help you establish an inn here, so that you can effectively start to learn respect for and from the locals, and maybe we could invite some more of your clan here, and also demonstrate to others that you don't belong on the reservation. You are a vital part of our civilization if we're able to survive against the threats that we face. And we are training some of those not so reputable people to redeem themselves as soldiers is necessary. And one of those things that one of their duties will be to help you and work with you to prove that they understand that life is not about taking what you want, it's about earning it. And one of the things they need to earn is your respect.
He sort of kind of squints with one eye at you while you're talking, and then sort of looks over to Draken and says, "Draken of Clan Goldenmane, is this your will?"
It is.
Well, brother, you have our support. I will try my best to do your bidding. And he sort of kind of puts his hand against his chest and salutes you.
Draken returns the gesture and then claps him on both shoulders. Together, we will do this.
Thank you, brother. So he takes himself off. Val, Tharval. Tharval, do you want to say anything to the thieves and stuff before you sort of leave?
Yeah. Gentlemen, you've been given a new home, a new start to life. I understand this is not exactly how you would like things, but try to keep a low profile. You'll be given the contracts as assigned to you. I don't mind if you take a few extra coin, and I might even turn a blind eye. But be sure not to overstep the line, or there will be consequences. I hope to see you soon whenever we get back. Don't embarrass me.
Oh, you know me, big man. It'll be fine. I'll keep these lads in order. We'll be right, don't you worry.
Thank you, Jonto.
Right, okay. Val, anything you want to say to the Dirty Dozen before you are off?
Nah, I know who's in charge, so that's enough for me.
Cool.
Whoever's left over by the time we get back, then they've earned the right to talk to me.
He's scared of Annabelle.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want her to flirt with me again.
Galandra, anything you want to say to the guards or anything?
Come on, give us a speech.
No.
No.
Speech. Everyone else has.
You don't have to. I'm just sort of like, obviously, is there any, basically some of this stuff, is there anything you want to sort of encourage them to do as you're going away, sort of?
Do anything that I wouldn't do.
The sergeant, I can't even remember what accent I give him. I'll give him a Sean Bean. Don't worry, lass. These bastards will be in ship shape when you get back. And he gives you a sort of a very straight sort of kind of salute and walks off towards his men. Thomas, is there anything you want to sort of kind of say to Gibbon or anything before you sort of kind of take yourself off?
I will just poke my head into the tower and make sure that he's happy and comfortable. Probably even if he doesn't realise I'm there, I'll just sort of check on him before we depart.
Yeah, he's just sort of tinkering away and stuff. He's sort of kind of like, setting up his new digs and doesn't really notice you as you sort of kind of look around the corner of the tower.
I'll quietly let myself back out.
Yep. Okay, cool. Is there anything else I need to do?
I'm going to pop in and have a chat with my friend the Artificer quickly.
Yep.
So I'm going to be buggering off and leaving him in peace.
He's just like, all right there, Lance. What can I do you for?
We're just about to head off on our travels. I wanted to make sure you were settling okay to your new quarters and shop and workshop, and everyone was looking after you, really.
Well, yeah, a lot of strange folk around here, but yeah, it's anything more to get my hands on a bit of Warforged technology.
I will be back soon, I'm sure, and we can work on some extras.
Oh, brilliant!
Spend some time, but while I'm out, if I find anything interesting, I'll be sure to bring you back a few things to play around with. So people keep throwing interesting objects at us and trying to kill us. So
Actually, talking about interesting objects, Thomas, did we explain your thing before last week, or did we?
The staff.
The staff.
Yeah.
We did explain it. Okay.
Yeah, with the charges and the radiant damage and the necrotic damage.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Right. All right. So.
Sorry, there was I need to hand over one of my items to somebody.
Oh god, yeah, you've got 4 instead of 3, haven't you?
Yeah. So, I think it was going to give the Ring of Evasion to someone. So it means I've got the Ring of Fate, the Oathbow, and the Cloak of Elvenkind. So, what was it? The Ring of Evasion done? 3 charges and it regains D3 expended charges daily. When you fail a dexterity saving throw while wearing it, you can use your reaction to expend one of its charges to succeed in the saving throw instead. I can't remember who we said that might be handy for.
Sounds like a don't let Thomas die kind of ring. But it also sounds like a trying to keep the handy dandy
people stealthy.
Yeah.
It's a dexterity saving throw, so it's going to be for like traps and things like that. I would say.
Yeah,
Lance
more
Thomas.
Like everything to me.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm moderately high dexterity after my mods, which helps a
Never
little
hurts to
bit.
have more.
Maybe
If he's
Valin.
offering.
Yeah, me and Glenda have both got plate armor now, so what don't we get like?
Yeah, you get disadvantage on dexterity
Yeah,
stuff.
that's the one.
So that
So
might be a
hold-
good offset.
Yeah.
Do you just want to fight for it?
Don't want my deck.
No, I lost last time. Can we set some ground rules? No magic.
It's the stupidest
how I
ground rule
roll.
I've ever heard.
That means you can't use your lay on hands.
Oh yeah, true. Neither can she.
Don't need it.
Oh dear.
Laravel
Please
sets the
remember-
ring down in between the two and walks away.
You know when you were dying in that dream? I wish I never came in now.
Just roll,
I
just
regret being
just
up in
roll
your
off.
life.
For, just roll a d20. Highest number wins, and then they can have it. That's it. Just roll off on it. 9 for Galandra.
Hmm?
A 20. Well, there it's Wes's then.
Just snatch out the middle. My ring, my precious.
It never even touched the floor, did it?
So I will remove that.
You also don't need no fancy jewelry.
Where?
Faravol just put a ring on it, so.
Oh, just realised the map I had created for your next sort of jaunt is.
You didn't upload it.
I didn't upload it. I can do it now while you're sort of talking away and stuff. That's all right. I'll do it now. Yeah. Okay. So basically that's it. So you've basically said all your goodbyes, and you've done what you need to do. And you're going to basically make your way to, I think it is, well, you're back up to Taunt. You can go to be honest, you can go to Agover. Agover's probably your sort of like closest port. So you're going to go to Agover. You're going to basically catch a boat and make your way to, let me just flick over to the map that is here. Zoom in would be useful. Yeah, so you're going to go from Agover, and you're going to go to Pure Harbor. The main sort of kind of port city is a place called Pure Harbor. It takes you sort of, it's like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. It's about 40 miles, which is going to take you about half a day. Half a day's travel to sort of get you into Pure Harbor on the boat. So
What do we know about Pure Harbor so far?
Well, it's basically it's one of the main towns in Cragmere. Which is the northern area in Freya. It is it's a port city. It's it's not as rich as Kyrelia. Its sort of kind of main exports are sort of timber and sort of kind of fishing and fish and things like that. You don't know a lot more. Galandra probably knows some bits and pieces about it from her travels.
I can't remember if it was said actually in like the thing, what parts of Cragmere we were in.
Yeah, that's something I'll probably elaborate on a bit later on and stuff. But for the time being, and me sort of kind of railroading you into sort of a position at the minute, just so we can kind of move on. So like Pure Harbor, basically you've basically been told by the guy in the bar that that's sort of where Pineacre. It's not Pinecrest. I've done the wrong bloody thing. It's not Pinecrest. It was Pineacre. Where we're meant to go to.
There's Pineacre South.
Yeah, so we're going to Pineacre. I'm sorry. I've named the map wrong. It should be Pineacre, not Pinecrest. So I'm gonna have to.
There's a Pinecrest and a Pineacre.
Yeah, Pinecrest is you're meant to be going to Pineacre. Yeah, Pineacre. Let's see that. Okay, so he says that Micah's family, or not Micah's family, Sir Tristan was making his way to Pineacre, basically because he believed that's where Micah's family were. So it's basically it's a main town, it's a main city. I'll not basically give you a lot about it and stuff because there's nothing, you've done everything you kind of would want to do in the last sort of kind of month and stuff, so I'm not going to sort of kind of spend ages. You're going to go and do you want to go shopping and blah blah blah. So it's one of the main cities. You basically start heading south out of the city towards Pineacre. On the way there, you're met by a sort of kind of quite a sort of kind of like a vagrant called called Bara Koldor. He's a he's a dwarven chap who's come from the kingdom of Dumatar in the northeast, and he's basically he's just sort of kind of a wandering chap, slightly sort of threadbare, but he sort of says that he's going to be making his way to Pineacre with you, if you don't mind him coming with you.
I would probably suggest the others that's not a problem if he walks in front. And downwind.
He's just,
as opposed to upwind.
He's just like, aye, laddie, I'll walk in front. I just need a bit of company. It's like all this travelling. I don't get much kindred spirits around here, so it's good to meet some fellow people.
We don't mind offering comfort, old man. We're just a little bit careful. Lots of people have tried to offer us weapons, the sharp end first recently, so we tend to be a little bit cautious.
He sort of giggles and it's like, don't you worry about me. I'm just trying to get a bit of work and then I'll move on.
What accent's that meant to be?
I don't know.
I think it's supposed to be Scottish with a bit of Scouse thrown in.
Yeah.
Just wanted to check.
We've established that my accents aren't the best. So, okay. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly upload this and then I can fire it in for you.
Being kicked in the bladder.
Say it again.
I am being kicked in the bladder.
How far along are you now, Danny?
3 months.
Wow. Flying. Number 2 is going to be popping out really soon.
Size of a phone screen.
Wow. There we go. Pineacre. And then I was sure I had added it ages ago. I obviously haven't. I told myself I have and then not done it.
Probably on the to-do list.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's hopefully uploaded now. I can just add this in here. So what I'll do is I'll try and multitask while I'm sort of get it on screen. So as you're sort of kind of walking along this sort of kind of road, it's quite sort of pine forests to your sort of to the west. You can see above you as you're walking along, there's like quite a large sort of outcrop of sheer cliffs, but you can see on the top, sort of like in the distance, sort of like some fortifications. You can also see some what look like settlements and things there as well. As you sort of kind of make your way into Pineacre, you are stopped at it's effectively like a gate. It's not a walled town, but it does have sort of some towers where people can sort of walk through, and there's a couple of guards standing there, sort of kind of with some sort of parchment. One of them sitting down at a table with some parchment and stuff, and the other one sort of kind of checking people as they come in.
Are they called Hail and Pace? You're not down, you're not coming in.
This is not. See, I need to shrink this down. Maybe that's what it is. So yes. So you've got these two chaps. What's this fella's name? What do I call him? Koldor. He sort of kind of hobbles up to the guards, and the guard's like, "Halt! Who goes there?" And he's just like, "I'm just passing through. Just want a bit of work, and I'll be leaving in a couple of weeks." And he says, "Name?" And he's like, "Bara Koldor." And he's just like, "Right, make your mark." And he sort of kind of signs a piece of paper. and says, "Be gone with you," and sort of lets them walk in.
So who wants to go first?
Galandra.
Why me?
She's the charmer.
Yeah, because gift of the
You're
gab.
the charmer one.
I don't feel like deceiving these people.
And you're a woman, so.
And Matt likes making you roll dice and threaten to stress out.
So what do we want them to
So they
have?
seem to be signing. Basically, it's like they seem to be like every time somebody comes in, they're sort of kind of signing them in. So they're making a note. They're making a note of what people are doing and what sort of who they are and what they're up to in the area.
Well, I'll kind of look to the rest of the group and be like, do we want to be known?
Well, it's safer to try and act like we belong here than to pick fights before we even get into town, wouldn't you say?
Have we still got the monk robes?
I don't have any in my inventory.
I don't think that will work.
We look at some of those misfit bands of just people that are thrown together in a group, so I don't think it's very conspicuous.
Which we are. I guess it's time to be charming.
What are they asking? Questions? Are they asking?
They're just
like,
asking what basically
What's your business?
What's your business, basically? Who you are, and what's your business?
Okay. I said we are just a group passing through, looking for an acquaintance. Oh, cookie dough. Thank you.
Looking for cookie dough.
Looking for cookie dough.
Name? Ooh, cookie dough.
Looking
Really?
for cookie dough.
Yeah. So we're just looking for an old acquaintance and not assessing, kind of checking out the area.
Okay. So he said, like, all right, names.
Should we let Tharavel try his deception rolls out?
That's what I was going to.
I was gonna give my real name.
My name is Lieutenant Colonel Sharp.
Sort of, okay. Lieutenant Colonel Sharp. Wow. Oh no.
Surely it's a deception roll because they've got no reason to not believe just what our random names are.
But if we look suspicious, they may decide to turn us away.
Yeah,
Why do we look-
let's just say, looking at Tharavel and then calling himself Lieutenant Colonel Sharp, it's going to be like, they're going to be a bit, I don't know.
You are in shock right now.
I missed.
Dude.
Crit fail.
Wow. It's like, you're no bloody Lieutenant Colonel Sharp. Bloody. What? It's just like, I don't understand. I just wanted your bloody name, and you're lying to me, son, which makes me nervous. We don't like liars in Pinecrest. No, sorry, in Pineacre. What is it you're up to, and what is it your friends? Why do you want in here?
All in good fun, my fellow person.
Do you want to roll me a persuasion? Or is it going to be charm? Charm?
It would probably be charm, wouldn't it?
Yeah, give me a charm roll.
Tharavel turns to Galandra and goes, "Fix my mess."
I don't have a charm thing.
Persuasion.
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 Yeah, it'd be persuasion.
I was going to say I don't have anything that's like a charm on its own. All in good fun. We are just jesting.
Okay. Alright, trying to save this so it's slightly smaller. Okay. He's just like, oh, Oh, yeah, it's a joke then. Okay. So, what's your names then? Give me your real names. No joking about. I'm a busy man.
I smile and step forward, and I take out my insignia of rank from my belt pouch, put it on the table, and say, "Lance will do."
Right, Lance. Soldier, is it?
Among other things.
Right, Lance. Soldier. Right, you. And he points at you, Chuckle Brother. What's you? And he looks at Tharwell.
What was my original name? Is it Rin or Real? I've forgot.
You're Real, aren't you?
So I say Real and Bounty Hunter.
Oh, Bounty Hunter, is it? No wonder you were joking around. All right, Bounty Hunter. Real, is that Real?
While he's doing that, can I roll
Bounty.
perception on the list of names to see if there's any names on it that we recognize?
Were you literally like peering over his shoulder, like, "Here, let me have a look at that"?
Yeah. Well, it'd be like, oh no,
Reading
you've spelled
upside down.
it. You just pointing at it. You spelled it wrong.
Okay. All right. So roll me a. Whoa! It's gonna be It's gonna maybe be a sleight of hand for that. Is it?
Surely it's a perception because he's just
It's
reading.
just an upside down piece of paper, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Give me a perception then.
Balls.
You're sort of like, oh, you're spelling my name wrong, and he's just like, and he sort of kind of moves his paper right. Hey, that's my business, son. You back off, right? You. And he sort of points over to the beardy one.
Blandra?
You're a pregnant woman. Are you stupid?
What women have beards?
Amazing.
Thomas steps
Andrew
forward
Mike.
and says, "Thomas, mage."
Oh, a mage, right? Okay, mage. Right.
We've got him house trained. He only levels houses every other round now.
He sort of looks over to right. You two, the heavily armored ones. What's your business? Names, occupation, please.
Valishal Nostius, pilgrim. Plate armored pilgrim. It's dangerous on these roads.
And might I ask, what god do you worship, Valishal Nostius, pilgrim?
Why does it matter?
Well, we can't have we can't have heretics in this area, can we? We're all
Would I tell you
very.
if I was a heretic?
Say it again.
Would I tell you if I was a heretic? Or would
I
just
suppose
tell
you
what
wouldn't.
wanted to hear?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm asking you. Who's your god? Who do you believe in?
Bahamut.
Bahamut, is it? Oh, one of them. I see. Okay, you, other armored figure.
Andrew tries to talk in a mouthful. Andrew Rivenstar, healer.
Oh, healers, right? Yeah, right. Okay, healer. And you, Dragonborn.
Draken.
Draken what?
Just Draken.
And what do you do, Draken?
Hero.
Hero? Oh, he's not modest, is he? Oh, well, why you? Do I know you from anywhere, Draken? Hero? Come on, tell us a story.
Well, there was this one time.
In Bandcamp.
This one time in Bandcamp?
Let's just say
My friend,
few-
you need a long story.
Do you want to tell him about one of your stories? We can just do a roll on it if you sort of want, but it's up to you.
Yes, I tell him a story about the Battle of the Silkside.
So you're basically going to tell them that story, then? Yes, you agreed with that?
Yeah.
Has everybody agreed with that?
I thought you were the hero of Falcross.
Falcroft. Hero Falcroft. I'll go with that story.
Okay. Just decided to. Oh, we're back again. We're back. We're reconnected. Okay. I can now move you on to this thing. I think we're hopefully good to go. So I can move you on to my map. So you are freehand. You are.
Yeah, I'd say OBS is definitely not having a good day today.
Yeah, it's my internet. Actually, it's not. I think it's my internet definitely this time around.
I thought you were on my internet.
No, it's reconnected me onto mine for some reason.
Ooh.
It's literally connected itself and then reconnected itself into yours. So it's internet issues. It's not OBS. OBS has been the whipping child for a long time. I'm afraid I have to just accept that it's shit internet around here. Right. Okay. So freehand, do that, and. Oh, that's not what we want. Undo that. Clear drawings. Yeah, so you're basically here.
No, we're waiting for Matt.
Oh, yeah. At the North Road.
Yeah, you're in the North Road on the way into town. Okay, so you basically tell him the story of, Oh, did you roll for it?
What do you want me to roll?
Roll me a persuasion.
Yeah,
Persuasion,
performance,
okay.
sure.
Performance?
Yeah, performance. Roll me performance. Yeah, roll me performance. It's like, you're a fucking bad liar, you are, Dragonborn. What is it you really do, hero?
Okay, right. Sorry. You do not call Draken a liar. Basically, straight into intimidation. You do not call me a liar.
Let me just see.
Does he get advantage for being big and scaly and scary?
Yeah.
And
It just sudden snap. It was, you do not call me a liar.
Do I have a sleeping potion? I can just put Draken to sleep.
He's basically.
They do.
Let me see. Am I going to give you advantage on that?
It wasn't like a build up. It was just sudden snap.
Yeah, all right then. All right, okay. He's like, all right. I was just having a bit of a joke with you. All right. So Draken, hero. Right. All right. That's all of yous. Right. Move along then. Go on. In you go.
Draken nods his head and walks in.
Okay, so are you all sort of kind of walking in through the gates and stuff?
yeah, walking into town, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So you've got a as you sort of walk in, and the surrounding area is quite lush. It's sort of quite lush farming area. There's farms all around the town. You notice that it's very well kept. The town is immaculate. There's the paving's sort of really nice. You've got it sort of, you can see off in sort of on top of this sort of kind of hill what looks like a big manor with like statues and stuff on it. All the houses and stuff, look, really well kept. The people in the area seem to be, friendly enough. Everybody's sort of kind of going about the business. There's sort of general stores, clothing stores, and houses and things. Where is it you're going to first?
That's an interesting looking square on the left hand side, or on the right as we're walking down.
Yeah.
Should we have a look in there as we wander down?
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, actually,
The left.
before I forgot to say to you. So when you were in what was the name of the town you came from? I can't remember all these names of these towns that I.
Agoba?
Harbour.
Okay.
No, Pure Harbour. Yeah, Pure Harbour. When you were in Pure Harbour, you've sort of inquired about, Sir Tristan, and he's somebody in Pure Harbour, one of the local sort of, one of the guards or sort of one of the sailors or something. He's brought you across. Says, maybe you should talk to, you might get something from the mayor. Who he might have like a census or something that you could sort of see if your friend Micah has been there, or if your friend Tristan's been in Pine Acre or not.
So, again, if we check out the square, that looks like a good place to try and find the mayor.
Yep.
Well, it looks like the mayor's house just beside it.
Oh, yes, exactly. Civic-minded people, though.
Yep. So you go through, and like I said, everything seems very normal. You're from your sort of travels as you've been to all these other places. You're used to sort of quite dirty looking places. There's obviously some areas that are quite nice, but this place is very good looking for a town, especially in an area which Galandra knows isn't the richest in the world. Cragmere is it wasn't even worth the Kyrelians taking it and stuff. That's why it's just sort of there. It's sandwiched in between two sort of kind of fighting, two opposing kingdoms effectively, and they don't have a lot. They're not an overly rich sort of area, but this place is quite affluent. It looks quite affluent, quite nice. Everything seems quite sort of pristine and nice. You sort of walk to. Sorry.
Can I just ask, did anyone walk past us saying for the children? Because if they are, I'm getting the hell out of there.
Say it again.
Did anyone just walk past and say for the children? Because if they are, I'm getting the hell out of there.
No.
Something's afoot if this place looks better than it should do.
Oh, Ben Hughes on Facebook says, "Hey man, coming to show some love. Hope you're doing well." All right, Ben. Cheers, man. How's things? Okay, so you sort of make yourself into what is this sort of kind of stoned, marbled, cobbled square. There's some nice sort of statues of what looks like sort of dignitaries or historical figures in front of the mayor, looking very proud and slightly pompous. And then there's an almighty sort of mansion. Gated mansion in front of you. It's huge. It's it's a massive place, and it's got some big gates, and there's a fair few guards sort of kind of standing in front of it.
Got to be done, hasn't it? So I turn to the others, nod towards the mansion, and start walking towards the guards.
Okay, is everybody following suit or?
Yep.
Yeah.
About two.
I think.
To stand out, I pull back my hood and everything so that it's very obvious who I am or what I am.
Right. As he sort of, Tom says, rob the gates and weigh them, coin and cast iron. Nice. Okay, so as you're sort of kind of as you're sort of kind of going up towards the gates, one of the guards who was at the sort of the gatehouse sort of marches over to the guard on one of the guards on duty and passes him some paper, salutes and walks off.
Can I tactical fireball that paper before he reads it?
You keep your ink to yourself.
That's a really good way to get us in the trouble. Maybe not.
So you're just walking up to talk to the guards then, yeah?
Yeah. Well,
all right, so they sort of stand there and they just look at you.
So, good morning. I was just wondering if this would be where we'd find the mayor.
Yes, it is where you would find the mayor. What do you want? Have you got an appointment?
We're just fairly new, having a bit of a wander around. We're looking for an old friend, an old comrade. And we were told on the way over that there's a good chance the mayor may have some idea if he was in the area.
Oh, right. Yeah. So you just thought you'd stop by the mayor's house and, check out your friend. Yeah, fuck off.
Okay, so...
Rude.
If it's going to be charming, that we're going with, then...
I
So
can
I
be
smile.
charming.
Charming
I
through-
smile and step closer and loom over him, and my eyes flash. And I say, we'd really like to only take up a little bit of his time. And suck.
The guard looks at you, sort of kind of looks up at you, and some of the other guards sort of advance forward, and he's just like, I told you, fuck off.
You may feel that I'm obviously not scary. And I will admit that there are times when I don't look scary. Have you met my friend Draken?
It's just like, oh yeah,
Advantage because it's
no, you're not getting advantage because you've both tried it. So he's just like, you are easily the biggest bunch of idiots that we have had the misfortune of dealing with in all our time here. All bugger off, or I'm going to throw you in the cells.
How many guards are there?
No.
Tom Draken grabs guard with a scaled hand by his coin purse and pulls it over his head so he looks like a medieval Michael Phelps. There's
Hear the scream in my ear.
there's probably about sort of let's roll a dice. How many guards are there?
Enough for a fireball?
We can have an old school punch up.
There are 6 guards.
Oh dear, sir. I just turn around and just shrug at the others and point beside me as if to say, what do you want to do, guys?
What are you working in?
Is there anything else sort of in and around the courtyard that we would sort of notice, like other entrances or other people?
If you roll me a perception roll. Yeah. As you're sort of like, as Draken and Glance are failing to intimidate the guards, you sort of kind of take this glance over and you sort of notice it's like everybody in the town is, they're looking sort of like they're walking with purpose and they're sort of happy and stuff like that. But you notice this one guy in the corner who looks sort of like, he's nervous and...
Did you say furtive?
Furtive? Yes, why not? He's very sort of like he stands out from the rest of the crowd. You also notice that everybody sort of seems to be quite well dressed, and there's none of the sort of kind of considering they just seem to be letting people in. There's no real, you don't see any sort of kind of vagrants or anything like that around. They're all sort of quite sort of. They all seem to look quite nice. Bar this one guy who's quite threadbare, and he sort of kind of catches your eye and sort of starts walking off down. Let's move you around here.
Plot twist: the whole town is an illusion.
Hot fuzz.
Hot fuzz, yeah, hot fuzz.
So I was actually thinking the world's end.
Yeah.
And he starts walking off down there.
Okay, Tharavol's going to follow him with Nanook.
Okay.
The only way going, no.
Say it again.
Nope. I'm just gonna walk off.
Just walking off. Are
Bye.
you stealthing or anything, or are you just sort of?
I just turns on. Take me.
Yeah. I'll sort of try and make sort of blend in and sort of try and lose. So I lose, or he loses track of where I am.
Are you putting your awesome shoes on so you look sort of kind of more? You blend in with the rest of the crowd.
I've always got my awesome shoes on.
Are they the
I
one?
got my boots.
Yeah.
That's his secret. He's always awesome.
Yeah. Do you want to roll me a stealth check then? Okay. So you sort of kind of start following. You start following this guy down the street, and he sort of kind of goes sort of. He sort of goes down here, and then sort of takes himself off into one of these houses.
Okay. I'm gonna have a think about what I'm gonna do while maybe if the others want to sort of continue on doing anything.
What the rest of you just want to do?
Well, I was contemplating holding a punch up, but I'm not sure if the others want to join in. Well, apart from Draken, he probably quite happily just start nutting people.
Yeah, I'd just go and find the closest tavern if you did that.
And that's how the rumours start.
Okay, Valishul steps towards the guards and says, "Forgive my companions, but how would we go about arranging a meeting with the mayor?"
Somebody with a bit of sense. You need to make an appointment with the town clerk, and he sort of points over to this building over here.
Alright, thank you, and where could we find lodging?
He says, well, there's a few places in here, and he sort of kind of looks you sort of up and down. He's like, but, and he sort of kind of says, I don't know if he'll be welcome, and he sort of points to, Draken.
How many pieces do they want their guards back in?
And he's just like, no offense, but we're a respectable place, and he's not exactly dressed for the occasion.
I'm sure we'll be able to find a tailor and suit him up nicely for you.
What's Draken wearing?
Not very much, I don't think.
I don't remember finding out. He's just literally just scales.
His birthday suit.
Big dragon
Pretty much. I think he's sort of got some. It's
I
like
think he's washed off most of the blood, though.
You thought that was a flail. You thought wrong.
oh Lord, oh no.
I was just thinking of the poker scene on Babylon 5.
Okay, so yeah, there is a sort of, where is it? There is like an inn. Whereabouts is it? Let me just zoom in here. Yeah, there's an inn just about here. So you're basically, you've got to make an appointment. That you can talk to the mayor if you make an appointment with the town clerk. There's an inn there. Obviously, Tharvol's sort of following somebody who's looking a bit sort of suspicious. You're trying to find Micah or Micah's family, or obviously Sir Tristan.
The inn's a good place to start.
Well, I was going to say, I might suggest that maybe we split up, and if one or a couple of us go and make the appointments, and the rest of us have a little bit wander around town, and just see if we see a familiar face, like Sir Tristram.
Let me.
And then meet back at the inn.
Okay. So Starville, what are you doing?
Is he actually in the house? Can I sort of hear anything through the door?
Give me a perception check. Yeah. You sort of you don't hear anything, but you haven't seen him leave.
I want to knock on the door, and if he comes to answer, sort of hide myself, with the intention that of trying to sneak past him into, or whoever answers, sneak past into the house itself, if they open the door, that is.
Okay, so you knock on the door. There's no answer.
Is the door open?
Yes, the door is open.
Okay, I'm going to go in.
All right. Okay, so you open the door. The house is, compared to the rest of them, is slightly more sort of disheveled. You sort of notice outside that there's sort of like building paraphernalia and stuff, like it's going to be renovated or something like that. And you go in, and there are sort of like old things, like not sort of old seats, and looks like a really sort of dingy place, with stuff on it, like sort of covers over the seats and things like that. Give me another perception check.
Do a bad one now.
Bad one.
Yeah, you walk around, and actually give me a investigation roll.
Oh, the co-star's here.
No.
Hello, cat. Hello, cat.
So you basically you walk around, you sort of kind of knock some stuff over. He's not there. There's nobody in that building that you're aware of. You've gone in, he's gone. You're pretty sure he hasn't left, because you would have sort of, your keen ears and stuff, you would have heard something coming out the other door or whatever, but you're looking around, you're not seeing anything.
I turn to Nanook and say, Can you smell him, Can you smell him, girl?
Does she? Okay. But I'll just roll a d20 on her and give her. Even with advantage and even with additional.
Are you rolling a d20? I was going to say, does she not have a perception?
Does
+3 in perception?
So +3 on the 2 would be 5.
Okay, right. Never mind.
Nothing
does advantage on wisdom
and perceptions. So she's got advantage. So I rolled it twice.
It says advantage on wisdom. Oh, you rolled it twice?
Yeah, I've got a 3 and a 2. So so she's not really picking up on anything in that house either.
But yeah, as you said, I'm pretty sure that he's still in there.
You're pretty sure he's still there.
Okay, I pull my hood down and call out, "Come out, friend. I mean you no harm."
You don't hear anything in return.
Can I do a survival check to see if there's any sort of tracks or anything like that? You know,
Yep,
like
alright.
dust marks or something.
Yep. Okay. All right. You sort of notice that there's like an old rug on the ground, and the sort of kind of the dust, because it's quite a dusty, dingy sort of place. You can tell it's being moved recently.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull back the rug.
As you pull back the rug, there's a trapdoor.
And open the trapdoor.
As you sort of kind of open the trapdoor, this terrified looking man screams, just like, "Please, please don't kill me!"
Apparently there was something down there.
I mean you no harm, friend. Please come out. And I
This is-
offer him my hand.
And he's like, he's very sort of kind of reticent to take your hand. He's like, he's petrified.
I mean you no harm. If I meant you harm, you would be dead by now.
He's like,
I promise you. Please come out.
roll me
So
persuasion.
reassuring.
Roll me persuasion.
Balls. Not be deception.
You're not deceiving him though.
Tell
You
him
haven't
it-
lied yet.
Well, technically I have, because not necessarily I would have killed him. I'll do persuasion. Not gonna end well.
He's just like, "No, you're one of them. You're gonna feed me to that beast. You're one of them. Please, please, don't kill me."
If you don't come out there, I will feed you to that beast. That's deception.
Or be intimidation, more like intimidation.
But
You're threatening him.
But it's based on a lie.
Still a threat.
Still a threat.
Yeah, you're still.
Balls. Alright. So it's gonna have to be right, how can I... Intimidation's not gonna work. Oh, it will.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. He's just like, "Oh, all right. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. I've got a family. I was just passing through.
Who are you, friend?
My name's Gregory Archibald. I'm just a traveling merchant. I don't have much money. I can't give you anything. I'm not a very good merchant. I was just passing through, making my way down to Kryrelia. I heard there's money to be made there, but he sort of starts to start crying and get a bit agitated.
It's okay, calm down. I'm not here for your money or your life.
It's just
I'm
like,
here for information.
he says, "You need to leave here. You need to leave here. People go missing. We need to leave. We need to go."
How do we leave?
He says,
Why don't you just leave?
I'm trying to, but until you track me down, if you know where I am, they know where I am, and they'll feed me to that thing.
What thing? What is this thing that you speak of?
It's just a horrible, horrible beast. It's taken my friends. It's taken. As he's about to sort of kind of say something else, you sort of see. Actually, roll me out another perception check.
Yeah.
You sort of notice behind you sort of some footsteps as some more guards sort of kind of come to the to the door. It's like, all right there, Archibalds, tell your tall tales again. Come with us. You need to come here. Come on. As they sort of kind of walk off to sort of grab him.
Where are you taking him? This man has done nothing wrong.
Oh, this man, he goes around scaring the populace. He's fucking crazy. We need to take him back where he's going to be safe.
This man's not crazy. He is terrified.
Yes, that's what he wants you to believe. But he has to come with us. Come on, Archibald, let's go.
Where are you taking him?
That's on a need-to-know basis, son. It's for his own good, though. Come on. And he's like, please, don't let them take me.
Okay.
Did you do a perception check on him when you actually first kind of seen him?
Meta.
I'm
No,
sorry if you did.
No, you mean like an insight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
did you check him up and down?
I think he was.
No.
Looking at the roll,
Okay, I'm going to let the sort of guards take him off, but I'm going to try and blend in and follow the guards to see where they take him.
As they sort of go over, he says, "Please don't let it take me. Don't let it take me." So he starts trying to pull away, like proper sort of struggling. He's like, "Come on!" As one of them sort of kind of gives him a swift punch to the stomach, and he's just like, "You said you wouldn't. You said you wouldn't. You wouldn't kill me. I'm gonna be fed to that beast." And he sort of starts getting trailed off. As you're sort of kind of leaving, one of the other guards says, "All right there, you need to stay put. We've got a few questions for you."
I must be on my way. I've to meet with my friends and I have an appointment with the mayor. Please move out of my way.
Like I said, you're staying put, son. And he sort of puts his hand on your chest as the other two guards sort of grab the Archibald as he's getting trailed out of the house.
Okay, can I? I'm gonna do sleight of hand to grab the. What do I want to do?
Grab what?
His junk.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do sleight of hand and grab him by the balls.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
What is doing?
what do you value most in life?
All right. So as he sort of puts his hand on your chest, you sort of kind of just grab him by the balls. So what are you doing with your hand on his balls? He sort of looks at you with this massive shock.
I'm going to apply pressure to them to the point where I can see in his eyes that it's painful. Say, remove your hand from my shoulder, or I will remove what is most important to you.
And he's like, okay, all right, okay, no problem. Just leave me two feds alone.
Okay, I'm going to just push the guard away and make my way out the door swiftly.
Okay, so he's sort of you push him to the ground. Do you want to give me a stealth check then? Okay, so he sort of gets up as you sort of kind of take yourself off and sort of blend in, sort of take yourself off to one of the side streets and stuff. He comes out and sort of looking like panting and looking very sort of disheveled. He sort of looks around really. He looks around to sort of see what, where you've been and can't see. He's like, fuck. And he sort of kind of runs off after the other two guards and Archibald, who you can kind of hear sort of still shouting on the back in the background.
Can I follow along behind them?
You can. We'll leave that there. The rest of yous, what are you doing?
Can I suggest to the others that if someone wants to go and make the appointment, the rest of us split up into pairs or whatever and look around town and meet back at the inn at lunchtime. Anyone?
Yeah, good
Sounds
stuff.
good to me.
Have we seen Sir Tristan?
You've not seen anybody, no.
Okay, so no, I mean previously. Do
Yeah,
I know what he looks like?
Yeah, we have seen him, haven't we? Because we would have.
A battle with him, weren't we?
Did
You were
we
in battle.
travel-
You were in battle with him.
We travelled and camped, and we were in
And
battle.
he was at the camp. We had a conversation.
So basically, he's gone off to try and bring something back to Micah's family. And you, as far as you're aware, Micah's family live in Pineacre.
So who feels like going to see a clerk?
Well, with my keen mind, I'm probably the best place to spot him in a crowd.
If I just turn to Galandra and Valishul and ask if they would be willing to go and see the clerk, bearing in mind that they haven't tried to pick fights with anyone just yet.
Yet.
Balashul sighs and reluctantly nods.
As long as the tavern's on the way.
We'll be meeting you at the tavern, so you can go make the appointment and go straight to the tavern, and we'll meet you there once we've had a walk around town.
Sigh.
Okay, so you're going to make the appointment. So you go into the clerk, and he's just like, "Howdy do? What can I do you for?"
We're here to make an appointment with the mayor. We were instructed by the mayor's guards that this would be the place to do that.
An appointment, eh? What is it? What's your business?
We are looking for someone and believe that he would be the best with this knowledge.
You're looking for a town census, are you? All right. We do have some documents for the town. As he's about to sort of kind of say in, one of the other sort of clerks looks at him, gives him this sort of dirty look. And the other clerk says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm new here. Yeah, okay, I can book you in for tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Alandra raises their eyebrow to Val.
RJ Hale. Good evening, adventurers. A round of drinks and a hand-carved pipe of finest spirit flower for all.
Good old RJ.
Good old RJ. So
Eyebrow still raised.
okay, so you've been So the clerk sort of kind of said something and then had to sort of swiftly take it back.
Alandra makes a mental note of that.
Yeah.
And has booked an appointment for 9 o'clock the next morning.
Can we use like divine sense to determine if there's anything like that's got a hold of the town or anything?
I think we can sense good and evil. I think that's one of our
You can do,
Yeah.
yeah, you can do if you want.
Let me just have a read. Does it take up a channel divinity thingamajiggy or is it just passive?
I'm sure just sensing good and evil was something that was.
Yeah. You know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you.
60 feet. That's yeah. Okay, you could do that. You're not going to find anything within 60 feet of you.
Damn. Okay, well, there goes my plan.
I will say, well, what's your? I'll say that both of
Tell
you.
Tell me now.
I'll say that both of you sort of feel uneasy, having been in the presence of the archdemon herself, and obviously Galandra, having been touched by that sort of darkness, there is something sort of underlying within you that you can both feel. There's like this sort of, you get this sense of it's not the people, but there's this lingering sort of darkness that is sort of there. It's like a bad taste at the back of your throat, or
Smelly smell that just smells.
yeah.
Smelly.
There's just something there. It's like flowers, where you get that sort of it's like that sweet, but it's got quite a sickly sort of smell to it as well. So you got this sort of aftertaste, and you can see this pleasant sort of place, but there's something sort of. There's just something at the
taste of evil.
Yeah, there's an aftertaste of evil. There's just something there, and you're not sort of, you can't really put your finger on it, but you know it's there.
The diversion.
And it's not just in this area. It's like you've kind of felt it as you've walked around. You're sort of kind of getting that.
Like a poor town, and I'm like, why is everybody looking like they've just been given $1 million gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you made your appointment. I'm assuming you're just going to make your way back to the inn then after that, or are you going to do anything else?
Is that what we agreed to meet at the inn? Yeah.
I think so.
All right.
For lunch.
The appointment made. I think it's a whole party situation. That.
Okay. Okay. So Lance and Draken and say again.
And Thomas.
And Thomas, what are you doing?
So turn to the others and say, should we have a little bit of a walk around the town and see if we can spot anyone we recognise?
You're looking sort of mid-afternoon at the minute, by the way, so...
Okay.
See if we have much else to do.
I thought we were meeting at the inn at lunchtime.
Well, I thought it was a bit earlier in the day than that.
Yeah, it took you half a day to get here. I've not added in travel time from there. We'll say it's mid-afternoon, just sort of for...
For lunch, we'll say next meal.
Next meal, yeah.
So sort of like evening meal or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I might suggest that maybe we would go out and wander the rest of the main street down to the end of the village, see if there's anyone that looks familiar.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Do you want to roll me? So we'll just sort of get it. Whereabouts are you kind of going? Are you just going south towards the port?
I thought just walk out and walk south down towards the water's edge.
Okay.
That covers that covers a fair amount of the village, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So, give me a perception roll each, then.
Oh God.
Awesome.
Come on, Draken. It's all on you.
Awesome. And okay, Draken, you're noticing like what Tharvol's noticed. You sort of all the houses and stuff. Everything's sort of very sort of nice and being kept, and everybody's got sort of fake smiles and stuff on, and what you sort of assume is a fake smile, and you're sort of kind of notice every now and again you'll see a house that has sort of maybe some little building equipment and stuff in it. You'll see a shack. You saw like a shack being sort of demolished. Things being sort of kind of reinvigorated, regenerated. Yeah, gentrification, effectively. It's what's it called in South Park? Shatipa Town or whatever it's called.
God.
I don't remember.
Where they gentrify the area and they call it Shatipa Town or whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's like.
I haven't watched South Park in a long time.
Yeah.
It's funny because I know the exact episode you're on about, but I can't remember anything.
Oh God.
I'd never watched South Park until Tom made me.
Wow. As you're sort of kind of walking down towards the port, you also see on there's what you assume is either some sort of fortification or a jail that's on top of a hill in the south in the southwest as well.
The one by the water.
Yeah.
So have we reached the water's edge then?
Yeah, so you've got a small port. Nothing. It's not a major one. You've got some fishing boats and things like that. You've got some slightly nervous-looking people at the port. Draken sort of notices, they're not maybe as well sort of not as the rest of them and stuff. They give me another perception. One of you give me a perception roll, and I'll give you.
You said give me a perception roll, so I ticked.
Yeah.
Ticked rather.
Draken. Thomas, you might as well give me on as well.
Draken did persuasion roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perception.
Yeah,
Okay. You don't notice anything about them. They're just, they're fishermen.
Draken did.
No, right, okay. Right, okay, so Draken notices that they, the fishermen are all sort of wearing similar-ish sort of clothes. They are slightly oversized. They're kind of like uniforms. You also sort of kind of notice that they have sort of like this sort of brand on them. So like they've got they've got a mark. Each of them have like have a mark on them.
So is Draken going to point this out to us, or is he just doing that looks really odd? That's the question.
His audio's off, I think. I didn't hear him there.
Sorry. Is it on their clothes or on their hands?
It's sort of like it's sort of kind of like on their hand. So you notice as they're fishing, they've got this sort of kind of like it's just like an X on their hand. They've got like this X on their hand.
I nudge the others and just kind of just nod my head to the fishermen and just go, watch their hands.
That's interesting. It's very interesting, and not what you would expect from fishermen. They're not necessarily the sort of people that be into anything quite so basic if they were going to have tattoos.
You also like Draken also notices that they're not happy. Like everybody else that you've seen in this town is smiles and sort of stuff, whereas these guys are very unhappy and sort of they're pretty much they're completely away from every other part of the town, and they're sort of kind of. You've got a couple of sort of guards and stuff from overlooking the from the fortification, looking down at them, and they look pretty nervous.
I'm going to take a walk out onto the end of the jetty and see what happens.
Okay. One of the sort of kind of fishermen and says. One of the fishermen, as you're sort of kind of walking past them, and he's just like, you need to leave, boy. This place, you need to get out of here quickly.
We're looking for somebody. That's why we're here. We're not given to leaving if we haven't found what we're looking for. One of our comrades may have passed this way from a battle across on the other island. Sir Tristan?
So as he sort of one up. As you're sort of talking to him, this sort of an arrow basically punches through his chest, and he sort of falls into the water dead.
Can I see where the arrow came from?
You think actually roll me a perception. Actually, will it be a perception? Will it be perception? Yeah, it'll be perception.
Investigation, maybe.
No, because you're sort of kind of, I don't know. Will it be investigation?
Investigation, because it's deducing where it came from. Isn't
Yeah. Okay. Give us an investigation then. Yeah. Okay. So it's come from the fort. So from the tower, basically on the hill. As you sort of the guy who's fallen into the river, the other sort of kind of guys who are around him sort of quickly sort of jump and get him, and they sort of start pulling him away towards the tower.
So I shout to the other, and I point to the tower, and I start running back to the shore.
Okay, Draken heads towards the tower.
So you're going towards the tower?
I don't know if you've noticed, but if people start shooting at us, we tend to find it's easier to ask them why if they're close enough for us to hit them a couple of times.
Okay, so the sort of as you're sort of running back, are you going towards the tower? The sort of the menials effectively are sort of holding this guy and sort of bringing him towards the tower. You can, because they're carrying him. You're faster than him. And you're running towards the tower, are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, me and Draken are. I don't know about Thomas.
No, Thomas isn't being left behind with them weirdos. I'm with you.
So I guess it has to go up front and him hiding behind us.
Okay.
Human shields.
I'm just going to do. I haven't got the things for them. I'll just do a D20 and add thing to them. Okay, another arrow flicks past you. It misses.
Can I see the actual archer?
Yeah, he's on top of the tower.
Do you know what? Screw it. I knock an arrow into my bow as we're running.
Yeah.
So enable.
I can see this going. Oh.
Yeah, that sucked.
As you you sort of kind of knock an arrow, and as you shoot it, as you're traveling, it sort of hits the guy who's already being hit by the other arrow. So and the guy that sort of the menials who have him sort of kind of stop and sort of drop him and sort of kind of put their hands up and go, don't hurt us, don't hurt us, don't hurt us.
Stay there, stay right there, and don't move as we pass them.
Okay, another arrow flies past you.
Far away is this guy?
He's, let's say, oh god, let's see. I can't even get the scale on this thing because I don't think I've got.
We can't get away with figuring out how big the houses are.
Yeah, so you're probably about. Let me just do some. So you're probably about here. We'll say, let me just do this. So this is. So that's, we'll say, there's 100 feet. So we're looking 500. I don't know the scale of this. How that's going to be and stuff. What's the full what for a longbow? What's the 600 feet?
150, 600.
So it's about 600 feet. You're probably about 600 feet away.
Okay, so we're obviously we've gone past them. I've told them to wait, and we've just kept moving.
I know it's probably more than 600, but for the sake of the story, we're gonna say
close enough.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, so obviously we can move moderately fast when we need to some extent, and we're not into initiative yet, but we will be very shortly, I suspect.
Yeah.
If we draw to a point where they can hear us, I'm just going to shout out, "Why did you shoot him? And why did you shoot him? We just want to know why you shot him."
Let me just. another sort of arrow sort of kind of flicks down beside you, obviously missing you, and he's just like, halt there.
Can we see any doors in the tower?
There's like a big sort of kind of wooden door, like there's like some stone steps that go up to it, and there's a big wooden door.
So I'm.
So Draken just boot it down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Draken, would you?
Right. So
Yeah,
so you're charging the door, are you? So let me just do a few more shots. Are you going to try and shoot back at him?
As soon as we're in range, I'm magic missiling that bastard.
Draken just charging in. I'm going to charge the door.
Yeah. I'll let the mage take a shot.
Oh, he misses badly. So he sort of the next one sort of kind of flicks out and goes off nowhere. The other one, nope. So he's not no drink. So yeah, you're within range to sort of
9 damage.
9 damage. Okay, so you sort of kind of let off this sort of missile thing that goes sort of off and hits the sort of the it's an auto hit, isn't it, for a magic missile, isn't it? So it sort of kind of, the guy staggers backwards. Let me just do another check. Yeah. As he does, as he sort of do that, you hear this kind of.
I think we upset someone.
Jesus Christ.
I think my jail map's coming back in here again, guys. I knew I made that for one reason.
What?
My jail map that Draken was in ages ago, and I didn't get to use it properly, so...
It depends, I suppose, doesn't it, what comes next?
Okay, so, yeah, you basically hear this sort of kind of, like, noise. The guys behind you start sort of kind of... they scatter off. They leave the body where it is and start kind of running off. You're at the door of the sort of kind of fortification.
It's just a bit where Draken hits the door and it gives him a splinter, so he just carves through the entire tower.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about your yeah.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
charge the door. Strength.
Yeah, give me a strength check.
Okay. You should have rage it as well, just for bonuses.
If you want to.
Well,
I would definitely was not expecting you to sort of charge the. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So Draken literally just, with all his might, charges up the stones and shoulder barges the door, which flies open. Give me. It basically splinters open. You just go charge right through. In front of you are 10 quite heavily armored guards with pikes.
Could Draken try intimidating them?
As they start, right, it's like as the sort of like the as you start to charge open, the sergeant says, "You're under arrest."
What for?
He ignores you, and sort of they advance forward with their pikes.
Draken draws his axe and smiles.
Right. Okay.
Can I try intimidation now?
No, 1 minute. We're going to move on. So Galandra and I wasn't expecting this. So I'm just sort of kind of.
You seem bored. I thought I'd give you something to do.
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's good for it. Okay, so Tharaval, we'll go back to you. So you're. Okay.
We've literally been in this town like 5 minutes.
Who am I making?
Newton.
This was going to be like an investigation sort of thing. It's like find clues sort of things, smash open doors and fire things. People.
So far,
Fire it.
the guy's almost lost his balls, and people have been shot with arrows, and a door's been smashed open.
Amazing. Okay.
Skills.
So so Tharaval, you notice that you're sort of kind of following these guards, and they start sort of like taking him off to.
Did they take him north or south? Because he could be coming our way.
They start taking him towards the sort of mayoral mayoral palace, effectively.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue to follow them to see where. Did they actually take him in?
Yeah, so you're sort of following him. You're going streets, and they sort of they take him in through the gates.
Are there guards there?
Yes, there are guards there.
Or what's? Are there? I think it's probably best if I maybe just sort of stop sort of running about on my own at the minute.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
You hear this as you're sort of kind of following him up. You hear this sort of siren going off. This sort of like loud coming from the south.
Okay. Then I'm going to, I suppose, make my way towards the siren. Probably be the best thing, because I at this moment in time I don't know where anybody is because I just wandered off on my own. I don't know where the tavern is or anything like that, so I can't really go there.
Okay. As you sort of this bloody thing. Bear with me a minute while I sort of try and. It's back on my internet. I'm gonna have to phone up the internet people again. It's being fucking spaz. Okay. As you sort of kind of start making your way south, you sort of see a lot of sort of like guards coming down the main street, and you sort of see a lot more coming from different areas of the town, and they're making their way down south as well.
Okay, so just follow along at a distance to see where the guards are going.
Okay. Galandra and Val, you sort of kind of have literally just gotten to the inn and are about to sort of kind of talk to the innkeeper when you hear that sound as well. You hear this sort of kind of the siren thing going off.
Bye.
I share the look with Galandra. Do we need to go and investigate?
Should we finish the pint first?
One part hurt.
Yeah. Okay. So the sort of kind of the innkeeper is just like she looks actually roll me a perception check.
Oh.
Yep. Okay. So Galandra, you notice that she looks slightly worried, and slightly upset. You also notice she has an X on her wrist or on her hand.
That's an interesting tattoo.
Say it again.
I'm saying it to her. That's an interesting tattoo.
She's just like, yes, can I get you any more drinks?
I'll have another pint. I quite like tattoos. Where'd you get that one?
It's like, she's like, it's just an old thing from back home. Don't you worry about it. I'll get you those beers. And she sort of kind of goes off towards the bar to sort of get your booze.
Interesting.
Okay. Right. As Draken and Draken sort of kind of is squaring off against these guards. Thomas and Lance, what are you doing?
I'm going to swap to my maul. So I don't think that at this point in time that the bow's doing me enough good. And I'm trying to decide if I need to dive for cover or not, so I'm looking nervously over my shoulder at the mage.
I'm going to step in beside my comrades and set my hands alight. Just kind of wave at the guards.
Well, that escalated quickly.
They started. They shot at us.
True.
Okay. Right. As you sort of, I'm trying to think. We're about to the blah, 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 blah. All right. You can have one action each, and then all hell's going to break loose, basically. So it's up to yourselves.
Okay.
Surely not breaking loose in this session.
Yeah, we're not doing. Okay. We'll leave it there then, shall we? Because it's going to probably get slightly messy.
What did I just miss?
So basically,
started drinking.
yeah. So they just basically heard the siren. Glandra's noticed one of the bar ladies basically got like an X on her hand.
I love that we've all wandered off. There's a siren somewhere kicking off. And so their reaction is, let's get another one in before we go and have a look, shall we?
It's almost like this is our lot, isn't it? I'm going to need another drink before we do this.
It sounds like at least a minimum of a 2-pint situation.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll leave it there then. So basically, situation is Tharvol's watched Archibald. I'm gonna have to write his name down. So
yeah, I was going to say I forget his name.
Get dragged away.
Seeing Archibald get into the mansion, Thomas, Lance, and Draken are faced with some quite heavily armored pikemen inside of this fortification in the hill. Tharvol's noticed sort of like more, as he's moved south, more sort of, guards and stuff making their way south as well. Galandra and Val are just having a casual drink. Having a pint, enjoying the new town. It's a lovely village. It's a lovely bar. It's
These god-fearing people,
Yes.
Sounds like Thursday to me.
Yeah.
Can we get the hang of Thursdays?
Yeah. Okay, so we can leave it there then, and then I can sort of work out how the next part is going to go.
How we defuse this mess.
Yeah, well, basically, it's one of those things. I can let you go. I can let you go.
Hey, they did this. Don't let them off.
Say it again.
All right,
All they have to do is stand down and accept they were wrong.
They did this. Don't let them off just because you've got other stories planned.
By shooting at people.
Well, I was. Yeah. Okay.
But you forget that Galandra doesn't care about NPCs.
It's all about the story, man. I need the story. Stick it into my veins. Okay, so, yeah, okay. I'll figure something out.
The story comes at a reasonable hour. I don't mind.
Yeah.
A spoon for the story, a lighter, and a syringe.
Yeah, I'll figure something out for the next part.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, there he is. There he is, Engineer Atkinson, right there. Engineer Atkinson, with his sending stone.
He's got his wow shakes.
He's got his wow shakes. Must have wow. Okay, we'll leave it there then. So thanks very much everybody for watching. There will be no downtime activity here because it's literally just going to be your sort of in the thick of it, effectively. So we'll see you next week. For me, I've been Matt Geary. With me has been Danny as Galandra Rivenstar.
Night, guys.
Michael as Tharavel.
Night, guys.
Wes as Valashil Nostius.
Night, everyone.
Dave as the soon-to-be jailbird Thomas Moonstar. Lance, Mark as soon-to-be his bunkmate Lance.
That's okay. I can sit on the floor.
And Draken, I don't know. Draken.
Draken is Draken.
Pete as Draken. I don't know.
I really hope it.
Good night, everyone, and take care of each other.
All right, everybody. See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.